Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more RHEM 3. In the last video, we demolished the apartment complex and opened up all the doors, and in this one we're going to do even more and look more in depth here at the bottom level. But before we go back in there, I actually want to explore out here some. We found a path that led right back outside to the outer perimeter of this area of RHEM, and now that we've actually accomplished some things inside, I want to see if there's anything different out here. Starting with this, because now we don't have a train car blocking our way, and we can now walk on the track. Well, not that this leads anywhere exciting, but let's just see if there's anything that we missed last time. Oh, here we go. There's a switch on the back of that monitor. Does it do anything differently now? Ah, there we go. Another clue to that grid thing. What about over here in the office? Anything different? Well, Kawa seems to be a pretty tidy fellow, so doesn't look like he's changed anything. But, we now might be able to figure out what this means. Maybe this is referring to the green crystals, and that there are 10 of them? Well, if that's the case, we got a long ways to go. We still have not seen any clues about what these circle things are. Hey, that wasn't open before. We can't open that one, though. But we got buttons to play with, and buttons are cool. Okay, so that closed that door. It didn't do anything to that, though. And for some reason, this doesn't work. But that does. It takes us right up, so that's pretty cool. We can push some buttons, which cycle through some letters. But hey, we've seen something like this before, right? This was the clue that we saw in the dark room. We shed some light on it, and then we turned the light off, and we saw that the combination we needed was LN. But that didn't do anything. Well, think about where we're looking out. This is the path that leads right up to the elevator we just got on, and you might remember way back at the very beginning, we saw a screen up here. So, maybe entering the correct code turns something on. We'll check it out later when we go back down. And over here we can see a portion of the track that I don't think we've been on yet. Well, let's see where these wires go. Nothing there in the window. There's the drawing we gave Kayla. So what? He was here the whole time. He was watching us. Ooh, he's got an iPod. Or at least something that looks like an iPod. I guess it's more like a video pod. At least if the symbol is supposed to mean movie.
I would like to give you a clue to help you find the relic. According to various drawings, the relic you are looking for is a black crystal. To find the path to the black crystal, you will need 10 green crystals that are hidden here in RHEM. Furthermore, I have found a golden sphere that perhaps you might need. This sphere is in my office by the Waywell tracks.
Finally! It's taken 7 videos, but we finally found out what we're after. A black crystal. Yay! Wow, that took long enough. And a golden sphere, huh? Well, we've been collecting some, well, they look orange, but I guess they can be golden. But we've been collecting some various shapes, object type things. So, yeah, that'd be cool. And I guess this is a home movie that he made. Doesn't want to be on camera. And hey, this is the flyby that we saw at the very end of RHEM 1. Ah, nostalgia. Gotta love it, right? And here's one of the railway cars in RHEM 2. That was pretty fun, wasn't it? Going through all those tracks.
When you read this message, I shall have already left this part of RHEM. I am looking for connections between the various parts of RHEM. There seem to be passages and paths that have previously escaped our notice. I have to leave now. Let us hope we will meet again soon.
Have we actually met at all? I mean, we met Zatias, but I don't think we've ever met Kalis in person. Alright, so that's all. And we get more pictures of our previous adventures. There's one of the bridges in the original RHEM, and there's the foyer from RHEM 2. Wait, can we control the lamp? Nah. And it looks like this is the thing that controls the front gate. So he was sitting here watching us the whole time. It's kind of sad that he can't be here to help us out, but I kind of like the solitary feel of this game, honestly.
You can check the crystal you have found with this scanner. If it is authentic, the lamp will shine yellow.
Can we check one of the green ones just for fun? Aw, that would be kind of funny if you could do that. And I guess we found Kalis' bed. He's got some stains on his mattress, though. Ooh, a diary. Or a codebook of some sort. Well, we have seen these kinds of circles before, right? We've seen this one, the one with 4 horizontal lines, and we've got hexagons and triangles here. We've seen, let's see... We've seen this one too. It's got like a crown thing and a star asterisk type of thingy. And we've also seen this one with the diamonds and the sun type shapes. So what's this all about? There's also a piece of paper here. Okay, well this is something that looks familiar to us. This was the combination lock that we saw in his office downstairs. Okay, so we need to do, let's see, the crown, the star intersects here. This is the outer one at the south point. The middle one was the hexagon and the triangle, which intersects here. And the inner one, let's see, it involves a diamond, which means that it needs to be this because it had the sun type thing. So that's our combination. We just need to enter that downstairs and we'll see what's inside. I want to zoom out. Can I zoom out? There we go. I guess you have to look up to zoom out. And Kalis has got his own private balcony, which is pretty awesome. With some views of the rail tracks down below. And a map! That would have been really handy. Now, there is some stuff here that we weren't able to see on the other map that was downstairs. Namely, this apartment complex area, and this area here off to the east side. We know this to be the long hallway with all the various rooms, but there's a door here with a question mark behind it. It's the door that we saw all the wires leading toward, suggesting that he hasn't even been back. Really curious to see what's behind that door. Alright, well that's all we can do up here, so let's go ahead and head back downstairs. For one thing, I want to check out what's on that screen, and we do need to enter the combination into his locks, so let's do that. Oh wait, we gotta do this, right? I don't think we really saw anything that controlled this, did we? No. Alright, well let's go ahead and head in here. And let's see, we had outer as the south one, middle as the southwest, and inner was northwest. Ah, okay, here's the sphere that he was telling us about. Can you really fit anything else in there? I mean, maybe a piece of paper, or maybe a little book, but you couldn't even slide it in there if it was a book. I mean, not with the height that this thing gives you. I don't know. The more I walk around here, the more everything looks specifically tailored towards, you know, what's inside them. Alright, well there's one more thing to do here before we head back into the apartment complex, and that's this, because we found the key to this hole in the apartment complex, and we can now open the door. So what do we have here? We got a box that's connected to another box that's connected to another box. Of course. Well, what do you know? Red actually gave us something for once, so yay for that. And it looks like this activates a view of a bunch of windows. There are 2 rows of windows here, and they're positioned at different intervals, depending on the floor. Now, this should look familiar to us for 2 reasons. The first is that we've actually viewed these windows kind of up close. Down in the bottom floor of the apartment complex at the very start, we stepped out onto a little ledge from which we saw this cavern with a lake, plus this wall with all the windows on it. But more importantly than that, when we were in the library, we saw a clue to this puzzle tacked up on the walls. Remember, it was divided in half and they were on opposite ends of the library. There were some windows that were closed and some windows that were open. So if we close the correct ones and open the correct ones, then maybe this machine will check it and will open up this box if it's right? Well, it's worth a shot at least. It seems to be the only real option at this point. And you can see right here, it's kind of hard to make out maybe in the video, but you can see that one of the windows is already closed, and that's because we already closed it. This is the window that we shut when we were up in the upper floor of the hallway area. So all of these windows are accessible, presumably from the corridor section that's appended to the apartment building. I don't know why I did that. But at least we now have a clear idea of what we need to do. And we need to slide this back. But there's one other thing that I want to take care of before we head that way, and that's that area across to the other side. Remember we went over there and got the leaf off the tree? Yeah, we didn't really look inside the building here, so I do want to take care of that first before we do anything else. Ah, one of these things. Okay, so this raises the bridge up at the east position. I'll just set it back to normal. And we were very close to the bridge. In fact, it looks like if we were to raise the bridge up, we could cross over to the other side. And this button turns a light on over there, so if a light is on or if it's a, a color compared to just plain old gray, I'm guessing that's a good thing. Now, you might be wondering what happens if you just left the bridge up and you found one of these other dials and played around with it. Well, if you did that, you wouldn't really be able to raise the bridge up anymore, or even lower it. So you do have to set each one down first before you start playing around with other dials. It was also a good thing that we pressed that button earlier because the bridge blocks it. Okay, so let's see, we got another one of these compartments here. We've got all these panel things around, and looks like each one has a spot where we can press a button and turn a dial, or a knob thing. Well, it's not too hard to figure out what this is about. We've seen 4 of these dials, and we've seen 4 positions where they raise the bridge. We've seen 4 lines that go through 4 shapes, which are located up here. So we just need to match the shapes to the proper combinations. Okay, so let's see. Diamond. We got Southwest. This was the very first one that we saw. Southwest as the bridge raising thing, and the knob was set to this position. We got the upward facing triangle, for which we have Northwest, and we have a downward sloping line. And then over here we got the downward facing triangle with a west position dial and a downward sloping line. And finally we have the dial that we just operated that has east and upward sloping line. And we get another green crystal. Awesome. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can finally go back toward the hallway area, and we can see that this is the gooey window that we saw from the balcony out there earlier. I don't know if there's a name for those kinds of windows, but they're pretty cool. Alright, we haven't explored down here yet, so let's take a look around. We got another portrait of a guy. He's holding a ring. He's got another one of these insignia type things on his chest. And you might think that there's some significance to the fact that he's got a green face, but there actually isn't. And there's a door that's blocking our path. Now this is rather interesting because note that this room is at the very end of this hallway. Now when we were up top earlier, we were also at the very end of this hallway when we closed the window shut. And when we did that little thing in the machine where we set the flower pattern. But in order to get inside that room, we had to go through a doorway that had a button next to it. Now I didn't play around with that, but if there's a door that's supposed to slide in and out of place, then maybe sliding it up and closing it will allow us to go through here. Let's test it out. After all, if a door can be opened, then by extension that means it can be closed too. Well, maybe not all the time, if it's a one-way thing, but you know what I'm talking about. We can also see the control room over there. Okay. Let's head back up to the middle level and look at that real quick. We're going to be doing a little bit of walking around back and forth here, but I'm going to try to make it as least painful as possible. And I just took the long way around here, didn't I? I did that in my practice run too. I don't know why. That's kind of weird. Okay, so it does go up. So, by process of geographic location pinpointing, that should mean that we should be able to get past that doorway now, since we were right on top of that. Well, we will be right on top of it as soon as we go through the door. Here we go. So we're now in a green flower room. Well, there wasn't a green flower in the bunker, so I guess that's kind of sensible since there's no machine in here to operate. So, this is the first blind on this floor, and according to the diagram in the library, we need to make sure this is open. Remember, the diagram in the library has to be read from the other side, since, you know, we're on the mirror. Well, okay, how should I say this? We're facing the other way, basically. The way it's being viewed from the control room is the proper way from the library, and we're facing the other way. So, this one is technically the first from that perspective. Alright, so we've got a couple of paintings here, and these aren't like the paintings we've been seeing out here with the insignias and stuff. In this one, a guy is making some sign language hand signal type things, and there's a woman over here. Okay. Well, first of all, we've got a book here that has some sign language stuff on it. And these signs have groups of 3 letters that are associated with them. Now, we know that these letters, or at least some of these letters, I should say, also appear in that room with the marble dispensers. So, is this supposed to be some sort of way to determine what marbles go where? The question now is, if we're able to determine what letters correspond with these, then what colors for the marbles correspond with them? We had only black and white, right? Well, remember, in the entrance to that room, there was a painting of a man on the left and a painting of a woman on the right. Believe it or not, that was actually a clue to this, because we've got a painting of a man here and a painting of a woman right here. Now, the painting of the woman doesn't seem to have anything consequential on it, but looky here, we've got an earring that has 3 beads, and they're all black in this case. So, whatever letters we can use here have a black combination. So let's see what we've got for this one. Now, you may have noticed in the book earlier that some of the hand signals do look very similar. So what you have to realize is that on the left side, or the left pages, you're looking at the right hand for every single one of these that's on a left page. And on the right page, you're always looking at the left hand. So that's kind of a helpful way to decipher what you need to look at. Let's see if I can figure out what we've got here. Okay, so this is what he was doing with his right hand. FYQ. And UAF is what he was doing with his left hand. Alright, so we've got UAF and FYQ. And black, black, black. Alright, we're now in the cyan colored room. And for this, we need to lower the blind. And for cyan, we just had a plain old X as the flower pattern. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got a gentleman that's doing kind of like a D sign and kind of like an E sign. Now, there were two signs in the book that had a very E-like shape, and this is one of them right here. The other one was made with the other hand. So this is Puzz, and let's see if we can find the other one. Luz. This... Wait, is that Luz? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I do take back what I said earlier about this always corresponding with the way the book lays everything out. In fact... Yeah, I think... Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are always right and these are always left. Pretty sure they are. Huh, okay. Well, I do believe this is the only D thing in the entire book, so... Yeah. Puzz and Luz. And we've got black, white, and black for the woman. Alright. Yeah, I guess I missed that when I first went through that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, we forgot something. We forgot something. We need to close this. And I want to say there's also another clue here. I thought there was. Hang on a sec. Or is it in the next area? I think it may be in the next area. Yeah, here we go. We got a bunch of faces with some shapes. Now, this may look very unfamiliar, but actually we've seen faces that sort of look like this before. They were the teddy bears that were on top of that hut area. Remember they were asking for an offering and they were holding their hands out for something? Well, it looks like we've got our answer. We've been collecting some three-dimensional shapes, and we've got all four of the ones that are listed here on this piece of paper. We've got the icositer, isocator. I don't know where I came with a ball, a cylinder, and a double cone. Which seem to correspond with the shapes that are listed here, so the compass here should tell us which one goes where, essentially. Okay, so we've got a blue flower room here. Alright, the guy is doing kind of like an eye type thing with his hand, and he's doing is that a B with his right hand. And the woman has black, black, and white. Alright, let's see if we can find the proper signs for that, or the proper letters for those. Wait, did I just miss one? Yes, this is one of them. QYP. And here's the other one, LAL. Instead of LOL, I guess. Okie doke. And let's see, for this one, we need to close the blind as well. There's nothing here to look at, though, but I will close the door so we can open up another passage on the upper level. Alright, we got a painting of George Washington here holding a cylinder and a square combination. Well, this could come in handy considering that we've got a cylinder as part of the teddy bear puzzle, so we'll have to remember that. And we got the red flower room. Now this one we had a diamond with some spokes coming out of it, like that. And this one we need to leave the blind open. No paintings in here though. Alright, I did close the one in the cyan area, right? Didn't I do that? Or was that over in... Yeah, that was over here. I did. Okay, great. Alright, so we should be all set to go back up and explore what remains of the upper floor. I'm taking the long way again. I can't believe I'm doing that. I think it's because on the bottom floor you have to go to the right side to get to the tunnels. I think that's what's throwing me off. Alright, new room. We haven't been to this one yet. Yellow flower room. We have a similar symbol to what was in the red one. It's got a diamond and spokes coming out, but it's also got this cross in the middle of the diamond as well. And we got a very green gentleman here that's kind of trying to be cool. With a peace sign and a... kind of looks like a Y almost, but not quite. And the earrings are black, white, and white. Alright, let's see what we have. Okay, here's the peace sign. Pack. I guess those letters are in the word peace, right? And... oh, here we go. I remember this was on the last page. All. And once again, black, white, white are the corresponding colors. And we need to close the blind here, as this is the second one on the top row. Ooh, we got a gray room. We need to leave the blind open here, but we do have some paintings. This one's kind of tricky. This guy is cupping his right hand, and he's folding his left hand inward. I think that's more of a B than the other one, right? I think. I forget. I forget what B is in sign language. But let's see if we can figure this one out, because there are actually two cup signs here in this book. Okay, they're both right here. This is the one that he was doing with his right hand, Appa, and he was doing this with his left hand, Augie. And the woman has white, white, and black as the earrings. Alright, I think we've done everything we can do here, so let's check out the last set of stuff. We got another gentleman, an officer of some sort, holding a coil with yet another insignia. We got a door here that we still... wait a minute. Can we not open that from the bottom? Hang on. I guess we forgot to do that on the bottom floor. Hang on a sec. Did we seriously forget to do that? I'm going to have to do some walking around back and forth, so I'm sorry about that. So, I thought I only needed 2 trips max here. Or 3, I guess, since I had to open that first door to demonstrate the principle of opening and closing stuff here. Okay, that's closed. Oh, I forgot to do that. Okay. So now that that's open, I should be able to open this up. Okay. I forgot to close that. I'm sure you guys are yelling at me in the comments by now. You saw it earlier when I was checking stuff in the other rooms. You're like, no, you forgot the one that actually mattered. Ah. It's okay, though. Oh, wait. See, there I go again. I keep thinking it's that door, and it's not that door. It's this door, and it just goes around. Yeah, it's so silly, I know, but yeah, it's weird. Okay, the general, no, not the general, the officer guy. Alright, so we can get into a different shade of green room, and we got a very classical wig-looking, like powdered wig-looking guy, and we've got a woman that has white, white, and white. So this time he's cupping his other hand, the left hand, and he's doing kind of the Y symbol there. So let's look for that. Okay, here's the cup, ZYG. And YFY is the pinchy Y thing. Alright. This blind we need to close. And we got a purple room, and we do have a flower to set here, and that is that, yeah, very bordered X type thing. Alright, and somebody went way overboard on their tungsten color balance here on the camera. This guy has the kind of E-type thing here with his right hand and an H-type sign with his left hand. And the woman is, it's kind of hard to see, but it's white, black, black. So we've got, if we can find it, Upa is the H thing. And Gaff is the E thing. And for this, we need to just leave it open. Alright, so, oh wait, don't forget, we gotta close this. There we go. Because there's one more room that we haven't visited yet downstairs, and there's actually one more color for a flower from the bunker area that we haven't set yet. Do you remember which color it is? Well, if you guess white, you are absolutely correct. We haven't set the white flower yet. Okay, and the white one had some kind of, like, it was a circle with eyelashes. Yeah, there we go. And one final set of paintings. This guy looks kind of unhappy, and we can't really see his right hand too well. And this woman has a white, black, and white earring. Okay, so there's only really two left. There's LUZ. Wait, we used this earlier for the other guy. Wait, is there really another D thing here in the book? Hang on a sec. Okay, there is. It's CYC. Okay, so that's actually what the other one was. Alright, my bad. That was a mistake. Okay, so we're looking for... LUZ is one of them, and the other one... Let's see if I can figure it out. Here we go. Cow? Yeah, you can see his finger extending there. It's really hard to notice that, but by process of elimination, you should be able to figure that out. So, yeah. That was the mistake I made earlier. LUZ is supposed to apply here, whereas that other one, like CYC, is supposed to apply to the one from earlier. Alright, so for this one, we need to leave the blind open. So that should be all we need to open this up. There we go. So where does this go? Hey, this looks familiar. It's the rotating bridge area from RHEM 2. Yeah, we remember this. This was the area that we couldn't reach. Yeah, remember, this is what led out to the foyer. And this was the area that we put all the blue piece things into, and then this was where we went across to get the artifact, and we got trapped by the lady in red and all that stuff. Oh man, we can't rotate. Aww. Well, we found out what was on the other side of that door with a question mark that Kalis had marked, and I guess we found one of those passages that led to another part of RHEM that he was telling us. And we've got a door with another one of those mysterious star-shaped keyholes on it. Still don't know what that's about. Oh, but we do know what these are. Yay, I love crystals. They make me happy. So at least we did get something out of this. But we did manage to solve that entire bank of windows, so let's see if our answer is correct. Let's go back outside of the control booth. Oh, wait a minute. We can just go right out through here. My bad. Well, actually, we had to go right out through here. We can't go out the other way. Well, moment of truth. No whammies, no whammies. Alright, that ding sounds good. And we get yet another crystal. We got 3 crystals in this video, guys. We got 3 crystals. Which is amazing. We've got 6 crystals now. So we only need 4 more before we're completely done with the crystal gathering portion. And hopefully we can get to the black one. So in the next video, what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to go ahead and, let me go ahead and do this so we can slide it back. I'm going to head back to the 4-story building, the library, all that stuff, because we got some loose ends to tie up there. But we'll take care of that next time. So, once again, thank you guys so much for watching and for putting up with my commentary and my crazy gameplay and mistakes and all that. I really do appreciate your support a lot and all of your love. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button right below, and I will see you on the flip side. So take care, everybody, and I will see you then. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot. I'm sure you guys were about to type in a comment about this, but I totally forgot to look at the screen over here to see what was on it. There we go. Okay, it's the number 4 as part of that grid thing. So we're just missing the number 1 right now. Yeah, I'm sorry. For some reason, my brain was just totally scattered, and I was so intent on getting to the office, I totally forgot about that. So, anyway, now we'll end the video here. See you on the flip side. For real this time.